I watched Batman Returns last night.
You did? I love Batman Returns.
I haven't seen Batman Returns literally since the theaters. I was 6.5.
What'd you think?
It's something. Let me just say, I could see why I don't think audiences were charmed by it at the time.
The black goo coming out of his mouth and shit.
Yeah, it's one thing that I will say is that the practical everything is so charming. Like just even though it's definitely like weird Tim Burton stuff, like the carnival people and the train that looks like it's made out of cardboard.
The Penguin has clown henchmen, but the Joker does not.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that like Tim Burton-y things that he throws in there.
I've always said it's a very, very good Tim Burton movie. It's of course pretty off the mark for a Batman movie.
Yeah, it is funny though. Like there's automatic momentum in these movies, like where it's just like he sees Penguin on TV and he's like, "Fuck this guy, I'm gonna stalk him." Because at first he's kind of like intrigued. He's like, "Oh, he's missing his family. Whoa, look at that!" And he's just like, then he like puts down his porch. He's like, "I'm gonna follow this fuckhead."
It's Vichyssoise, which gets quite a bit of screen time for some reason.
Yeah,
everybody stops cold, literally.
Yeah, it's cold.
Cold. It's Vichyssoise. It's supposed to be cold.
I make a mean Vichyssoise myself, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. I serve it hot though because I'm not a pervert like Alfred.
What works for me about that movie is the tone, the feeling, the Christmas.
The Christmas is great.
The Christopher Walken. I mean, he's at the height of his powers. I think the sex appeal of Catwoman. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer is so hot in it. I think Penguin's my favorite thing about the movie because just the deeply sympathetic villain, not like the because we get sympathetic villains now more often than we don't. Where it's like they've got some point. I don't think Penguin really has a point. I think he's a bastard, and he's just kind of acting like a bastard for no reason. And towards the end of the movie, he wants to kill all a bunch of babies, but he's sympathetic because he was treated so cruelly, and that
he was treated cruelly. It is interesting because he's kind of used as a pawn by Christopher Walken or whatever, but he's also like he's using him. It's kind of interesting, and like I said, I love the practical sets. I love. The kind of the dumpy action scenes, and when he's like of course, like they take over the Batmobile with like a Tim Burton tracking device. Like,
I love that shit. I love that shit.
And he's sitting in like the like a replica of the Batmobile, like a carnival ride.
And you must know that the Max Schreck character, the Christopher Walken character, I hear was supposed to have been Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent from the first movie, and then in the third movie, Two-Face would have been the villain, and so Harvey would have had this like sort of arc across the three.
Yeah, it is amazing seeing because Christopher Walken feels, even though he has like gray hair in that film, he's like seems so young, and vibrant. It's not like Peter Pan has a mother.
Peter Pan has found a mother. Oh, yeah.
The hideous penguin man has a mother.
It's not a master. I don't think it's definitely not a masterpiece. I can understand why people didn't like it at the time, but it was a fun watch. I had a good time last night.
You mean to tell me that little penguins with missiles strapped to them isn't a masterpiece?
Yeah, it's so goofy. Like because people give Batman Forever shit, but I don't think it's that far off from this, to be honest.
Well, I've always said so. I'm a big defender of Batman Returns. I just really love the Batman Returns vibe. I'm always in the mood for it. But
the score is amazing. The score is amazing. That's the best Danny Elfman score ever.
Yeah, it's basically the '89 one on steroids with Christmas. But I have always said that Batman Forever, as it turned out, was kind of the more faithful Batman movie of at least of those three. Nothing can be said about Batman and Robin, obviously, but of those three, like Batman Forever, I don't know, like the politics of Gotham and stuff, where, you know, it had Arkham Asylum in it. It had, it felt like there was kind of, like I don't know, like it felt like you were being dropped into the middle of a Batman story, as opposed to these, which both kind of felt like origins.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's got the Batman, because I've seen Batman Forever was the one we had in VHS, so I watched that one a lot. I probably haven't seen it since my childhood, so I'm doing everything by memory, but I do remember it continues that Art Deco thing, but it like makes everything more 90s and more neon, like
camp and camp. What do you think of 89? Do you prefer 89 to Returns? Sounds like it.
I would say so, but if I'm like completely honest, I don't think I care for either of them.
Really? Oh wow.
Yes, I have maybe like a super hot take, but yeah. Well, I think one thing I will say, Keaton's Batman is really good. Like he's just got such a presence. I don't know. But I don't think I really like. I don't really care for like some of the goofy stuff. I don't care for like when Joker's like dancing to Prince and stuff like that. You know, it's like,
for a Batman that's barely in the movie, he's a very good Batman. You know, his quiet performance somehow carries with it a story that's never told in the movie. You know.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's fine.
And then. But the thing I appreciate the most is like that. It's like it's hard to describe, but there's like a momentum to these movies, which I think is lost. Where, yeah, it's like Batman just fucking hates Penguin right off the bat. He wants to chase him. He's the villain. He knows it.
Why are you now determined to prove that this Penguin is not what he seems?
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.